Hello, my name is Eleanor Shendery. I am 16 years old and I make historical costumes. I started costume making in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, so a few months before lockdown. I think I was 8 when I learned to sew. I've always had a huge passion for history, and so I really kind of wanted to get into historical costuming, so that was always my plan. So I started off by making kind of more simplistic clothes, and then around halfway through 2020 during lockdown, I started making historical costumes. My first costume was a Tudor gown. It was made out of my parents' curtains that they were throwing away, and I just haven't stopped since then. My favourite era to do is probably anything sort of the end of the 15th century, early 16th century, so kind of the early Tudor period is definitely my favourite to make from. I think that the Regency dresses, even though they're very simplistic, they're really pretty, and I also really like the sort of classical elements that come into them. I think that's just beautiful. So I was taught to sew by my grandmother, who was an art and textiles teacher, and she really inspired me to kind of get started. A lot of what I've learned is sort of with the foundations of what she taught me, like how to sew, you know, how clothes are constructed, how patterns are made. Fabric, definitely I've learned a lot from her, and also the elements of the artistic side, but then a lot of it's kind of stuff I've taught myself. I've made 300 costumes now. I'd say in my current collection that I've got in my house, I've got about 150. I've sold a few and I've dismantled quite a number of them that I know I'm not going to wear. Most of them are kept in my sewing room, which used to be a spare room but now is my sewing / craft room. About 60 of them that I wear reasonably regularly and that, you know, I'm quite proud of, and they're sort of the most recent costumes I made like in the last year or two. In terms of my future kind of costume plans, I definitely like to probably continue with the similar styles that I'm doing at the moment, but just make more accurate costumes, more detailed costumes, possibly work on embroidery and beading. That's something I definitely want to do. What I want to do in the future is preferably be a historian, so I think I'd really like to do more research into how I can make the costumes even more accurate and sort of construction techniques, and maybe looking at some more unique things, definitely like the pre-Raphaelite art. I absolutely love that, and I'd like to do more costumes with that style.